time for another episode of Plots and Prose Podcast. Woo-hoo.
Yes, it is. We're so excited to be back. New year, new us.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Heather's, I say that in third person, of course.
I noticed that.
Sick.
I'm like, where's she going?
I don't know.
This Heather person that I know. Oh, wait, that's
I
me?
know. She's still sick. It's like I did it because I
She's
don't even know. Oh well. She's
Yeah.
still sick. It's great for her. She loves it. No. I do not love it. It's like a solid
What do
week
you mean
of
you
illness.
don't love being sick?
I know. Sit around down the
It's like
couch and feel
the perfect
miserable all the
excuse
time.
to lay down, nap.
I know.
You know?
Oh my gosh. I did nap this weekend.
Nice. Naps are amazing.
Yeah. Oh, you froze.
Of course I did. Yeah, it's a technology hates Kendall kind of a day today.
Yeah, it's taken us an hour to get recording again, so.
Yeah, not even exaggerating, like an actual hour, just to get things working the way it's supposed to, because we haven't changed anything, but all of my devices decided to just stop working.
Yeah,
it's great.
And change all the settings. Every setting. Just like, change it.
And once you change it and it starts working, as soon as you open another program to use the same settings, the exact same things, the exact same way, it decides to change it all back again.
Yeah, my favorite was when we were using one program, switched to a different one to see if it worked, and then went back, and the settings on that original one had just changed.
Yeah. Like, why? Why would you? Why hath thou forsaken me? The technology gods despise me. Mm-hmm. I'm like an ant to them, and they just want to squish me. But
Mosquito.
Thankfully, I've got Aaron, who is just blessed.
I know, right? They like him. It's fine.
They really like him.
Yeah. It's okay. We're here now. We're in.
Yep.
We're going.
We're doing it.
Shall we get to it? Do you want to tell everyone what we're going to talk about today?
Yeah, honestly, like kind of an ironic subject given all of the issues that we had to get here. We're talking about AI and, you know, how it's kind of infiltrated society and the book verse and the writer's verse and everything about it that we hate, but also some things that maybe we don't completely hate.
Mm-hmm.
More on that in a second, but yeah, we're talking about AI and its oversaturation in society today because it's literally taken over everything, and I hate everything about that. Yeah,
I don't like it.
Yeah. So can I start and talk about the reason why, like, I really wanted to talk about this today?
Yes, absolutely.
So, okay. Get my hair out of the way here. Loosen up a little because I am pissed. So, basically, it was last month and it was my aunt's anniversary. And on Facebook, you know how it will kind of prompt you to be like, oh, it's this person's anniversary, or lots of people are writing on their wall for XYZ reason. So I went to go on and just to like comment, you know, happy anniversary. And when I clicked in to start writing, there's a new feature that says AI prompt for social media now. And it will say, just put in your prompt. So say heartfelt, thoughtful, loving, whatever it is, and it will write out your comment for you. That completely eliminates the use of social media. And I am pissed. I am livid about that because that is so gross.
Okay.
So
Kendall.
gross.
Kendall.
Yes.
I know I ask this because I know you're not on social media very much. So I don't know if you actually knew this happened, but did you hear that Instagram rolled out AI profiles?
What? What is that?
It was a profile that was completely controlled by AI. Like the
What do you
person, the
like?
personality, their family, their photos, it's all AI. It was AI
What
like controlled by Meta.
what do you mean though? Like a personal profile and
Yeah.
AI controlled it
Yeah. It was
for
just like
like
it was a
like
profile. It was an entire profile, 100% controlled by AI.
but people would know that though, wouldn't they?
Yeah, because it. Okay, so I will tell you, there was so much backlash that in under 2 hours after it rolled out, Meta rolled it back. So they're gone. You can't find them anymore. But like, seriously, look this up. Like, they had
Dude.
multiple profiles that were just pure AI, and it said AI like backed by Meta. I can't remember exactly what it said, but you know how like in Instagram profiles sometimes you go in and you see under like in the bio that light gray thing, it has like a category or whatever. So
Okay.
like if you go to my profile, it says writer underneath my like little bio name thing. I That's
Okay.
terrible. Sorry. It just said like basically it was an AI profile. But even worse, almost
Oh
all of
God.
them were like at least mildly coded as like a minority community. So the most egregious one that I remember, because I didn't even give these things like that much thought because I don't want to interact with AI profiles, was a black queer woman. Uh,
Is that to like try and push some agenda or something? Like I
no,
can't
it was
think of
like their
any reason
diversity
why you
or
would want to do
whatever.
that.
It
Like
was so bad.
stop giving AI
Yeah.
human personalities and
Mm-hmm.
human traits. They are
Mm-hmm.
not human and they never will
Yeah.
be.
Mm-hmm. So
Like
it so yeah, in under 2 hours after rolling those accounts out, they were rolled back and taken away because there was so much outrage. Um, like it was
dude,
bad.
the glasses are off. I am pissed.
Yeah.
That is
So
ridiculous.
um yeah, so that was really fun. I hate
What
it
is
so much.
wrong with like
Honestly,
why do they think that we want more AI?
I
Why
don't
do they keep
know.
trying to push that on us?
Because it's cheap and then you don't have to pay a human to do it.
It's
Like
ridiculous. Like
if you have AI profiles, why would you need to pay an influencer? People don't, and they like stiff influencers all the time, but like why would you even need to reach out and attempt if you could have a successful AI profile?
but what's the appeal for people to actually follow that? Like I feel
People
like it
don't
would
like
just
it.
be all of those bots that are
Yeah.
on all social media platforms. It would just
Yeah.
be them following these other bots. And then
Yeah.
you're not even getting human attention. So
Yeah.
like when are businesses going to eventually see that they're not getting the attention that they want or the attention that they need
Yeah.
from real human beings, real consumers? They're just getting
Yeah.
it from these fake bots
Yeah.
online.
Yeah, it's like if
Like,
you don't have actual people who are online who would buy your product, because let's be real, I'm looking at Instagram more as a marketing platform instead of an actual social media anymore, because that's what it
yeah,
is. It's a marketing
yeah.
platform. And there's still communities that actually like interact and stuff. So I think like Bookstagram is great that way. Because there are real people and they're wonderful. But like for the most part it's just people trying to sell you stuff while you're
Yeah.
on this platform, and it's like one of the many reasons that I think I'm going to slowly phase off of Instagram, because I'm tired of being marketed at
Well,
constantly.
like the point of social media was to connect people from a
Yeah.
distance, be able
Hmm.
to share things about your life. And it's
Hmm.
gone to the point, like, even before AI really
Yeah.
became what it is now, like, it went to the point where people were just like vapidly sharing things about
Yeah.
themselves. Like it wasn't real anymore. It was my balls are bigger than your balls kind of a
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
And like from then it just has gone downhill, and like
Yeah.
introducing AI into that is a steep curve. Like
Yeah. So
you
it's
can't
like,
come back from that.
no. And then I saw like, yeah, we can talk about the evils of Meta all the time, but I'm also thinking that they're going to try to roll out pricing structures so that you're actually limited in your reach until you give them money, in which case, like, I'm just noping out of that platform.
Yeah.
But
Again, you're like
yeah.
reducing the point of social media, which is to like be able to see, experience, connect with other
Mhm.
cool things that you like. And
Yeah.
like,
And yeah, at this point, it's like, if I'm not on one of Zuck's platforms, then he's actually not making money on me. So yeah, I'm looking at other things. I'm looking for other things to do
yeah.
and other places to go, but it's hard because you don't have like very few social media areas have the same kind of reach as Meta products.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's
So,
just because they've been on the
yeah.
market for such a long time, and
Yeah.
you know, they have
So,
that appeal, but also like, are they really getting that much reach of
mhm,
like actual real people who are using these profiles regularly?
mhm.
Or is most of it just bots and
Yeah.
other like empty calories of
Yeah. Yeah.
profiles, you know?
But yeah.
Like,
So, we'll figure it out there. But yeah, they rolled out those AI profiles and rolled them back really
I
quickly.
hate that.
But like,
I hate everything about that.
yeah.
But even
And then
like,
did you hear about Fable?
no,
So you know the
I
reading.
don't use Fable actually.
Yeah, I deleted my profile after what I'm about to say, partly
Uh oh.
because of that, but partly because I actually don't like the interface and I never really used it. But they had a 2024 wrap up and they used AI for it. And it ended up being like very racist, very problematic. I remember one user saying that they mentioned something to do with indigenous authors and used the word savage. And then other people who were going and having like very diverse reading lists and stuff, the AI was going, hey, why don't you try to diversify your reading by reading more white men, white male authors? And oh, it
Oh
was so
god.
bad. And that,
I
like, to be fair, the uh the people in charge actually listened, took it off, etc. They posted an apology video which didn't have captions. So
what
that was
I don't know what
fun.
that means.
Uh
Didn't have
when
captions.
they posted an apology video on Facebook, like, or not Facebook, social media, like, it they didn't put captions on. You should always put captions on if you can. It's an accessibility issue. Plus, like, if
Mm. So like
if
they
I'm
just posted
scrolling,
the video as it is.
yeah, without like the little
Okay.
words on the bottom.
Yeah, like
And
no
people are
context
like,
or anything.
it's not context, it's just one of those best practices where you should put captions on your videos.
Well, I mean, if it's an apology video, especially, you should,
Exactly.
because otherwise you're just like basically saying, sorry you felt this
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. So, to be fair, subsequent videos have had captions, and they do seem like they're listening. They rolled back the AI, they're doing all the stuff. But it's just like, it was such a blunder. It was such a bad blunder. Like, your
Yeah.
rap is giving us racism.
Yeah.
Ugh. Like,
That's a
no,
mess.
Why? It was a
That's
mess.
messy.
But it's just like,
So back to
this is
the
AI.
like back to the indigenous people being
Yeah.
savages though. If you
Yeah.
go on, I'm pretty sure it's still up there,
Yeah.
but like years ago I went on dictionary.com, and if you look up, I think I looked up indigenous or
Yeah.
native, I can't remember, one or the other, and one of the synonyms was savage.
Here, you said indigenous. I'm doing it right now.
I have it on my Instagram page somewhere. I can find it in a second to get the actual.
All right. So
get the actual
currently,
word for it.
I do not see that word on dictionary.com.
Oh no, it was, so I looked up savage and Aboriginal was on there.
Ooh, okay, I'm going.
As a synonym.
Let's do it.
And native was on there.
Do not have that.
Yeah, so I can actually just screenshot this and then we could like add it to a story or something maybe.
Okay,
but
I don't see
I will
it
send
on
it to you so you can see.
as of right now.
It was in 2018. So maybe they have taken it down since then. But when you did say that, it reminded me of that, and that's probably where AI might have picked it up from or something. Not to give them any excuse for that, because obviously that's atrocious, but
right.
Yeah, just something that I remembered from before.
Let's do it. I do not see anything about that.
Nice.
Which is good.
Nice.
So they fixed it, but yeah, it could have just, I didn't actually see that specific one. I just remember someone saying it did this. So like, again, take that grain of salt, but there were lots of other really racist ones with people who have screenshots, and I just do not remember them right now.
But like, you're using AI to take the human out of it. Like a human could have very easily not had anything like that whatsoever. And like, they could have tailored things like.
Yeah. My husband is a data scientist. He likes making data look pretty for people. He could have done this for you.
Yeah.
Like, his job is to make data look good.
Yeah, exactly. It's ridiculous.
So yeah, absolutely ridiculous. And then I haven't seen anything about it recently, but I've heard of like that AI publishing company. Someone actually is making a book publishing company that's going to publish AI books. And I'm just like, so bad.
I've been seeing all over social media, all over like reels, videos and stuff where people are like, use this prompt. And, you know, if you come up with the idea for a book, you can get AI to write it and that's totally okay. I wrote a book in 2 days and I have 4 more that are ready to be published right now. And it's like so infuriating that people are actually using AI to write these books and they're getting it out in no time at all. And it's like a cheap way to do nothing and have like it's so empty, you know, like
it's so empty. It's like, and it's invading all the creative spaces. So it's like you see AI pictures on people's profiles all the time because they can't be bothered to either learn the art themselves or pay a goddamn artist. And it's like, so you're taking away all the creativity that we can express in our lives and the joy we can fit into this like miserable existence. And when it's gone, what's left? Because like all of these things, the art, the writing, the creativity, it's like that's what makes it worth living. That's what makes life worth living. Yeah, we need science and all that good stuff for to maintain life, but at the same time, you need something that gives a purpose. And if you don't have that purpose, what's the point?
But then, like, we're just dumbing ourselves down to a point where we don't have to explore those sides. So then we just become robots.
Yeah.
And then we're the robots, we're the tech, and technology gets to have these cool, fun experiences where they get to, you know, reach the limits of their imaginations and everything. Like, that's not a world that I want to live in.
Nope.
Like,
I'm just hearing the argument to build a self-sustaining commune.
I know, me too. I'm ready.
I'm ready.
I'm so ready.
Who's in? Anyone want to join? That'd be great. Love to have you.
That'd be fun.
It would. It
That
would
actually,
be.
like, it would just be the ideal. Like, we just have like a group compound. All of us live there. We don't have to deal with technology, social media, anything. Just like live your life, do some good stuff, work together.
We'd all have to
like a
become
real
farmers,
community.
though.
I'm fine with
We
that.
would all have to become farmers.
Well, there could be, like, depending on how many people we had in the group, we could have other jobs that would be available. And some people do the farming, some people do these other things too. So I don't know.
I don't know.
We make it work. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's so frustrating to see that, like, all of these things, and people now, they're so addicted to their phones too. So like they live on social media, and then it's infiltrated by things that aren't even real anymore. And you don't even have to put the thought into that human connection, because that's why, phones became as popular as they are, because then you can always be in contact with people. And now you don't even have to think about how you communicate with them. Like, you just say, hey, Facebook, send message to this person. I want it to be heartwarming and mention that it's their birthday. And then it does all the work for you. Then what's even the point of reaching out in the first place when you don't have that authentic human connection?
Yeah. But that's just it. We've seen a cheapening of human connection over our lifetime. Like, can you think about how hard it is for people to actually connect to other people and to like reach out for help or maintain contact or anything like that? Like,
or even just remember that other people are human too. Like, the empathy has disappeared.
Yeah, it's gone. And
it's crazy.
It makes me so sad. Like,
I know.
Like, it's just,
I know.
It's depressing. It's really depressing.
Yeah. Because they just get caught up in their echo chambers, and from there it just continues to spiral, and they feel like they're the only ones in the world with the human emotions, and nobody can understand them, so they shut everybody out, and then they continue to do that, and then on social media it's all vain and vapid, and I know, I need to take a breath. But
I agree. But it's like, it's literally everywhere. So you cannot shut AI off on any Meta product. It's there. You can't opt out. Google searches, if you just do a straight up Google search, they have the AI summary at the top, which I found out that you can turn off.
Oh, thank God.
Well, you can't turn it off, but if you do -AI, it gets rid of it. Nice. Great, unless you're looking for AI articles. Because I did that normal search, but when I was looking for environmental impact of AI, because AI, one ChatGPT query is 10 times the emissions of one Google search. I think I'm remembering it correctly. I could be wrong, but yeah.
Wow.
So it's AI is also very environmentally destructive.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find it. I could be misremembering the number, but I'll try to find that article again, and I'll link it in the show notes for everybody to read, because sources are important, friends. I don't care what Meta says about fact checking. Facts are facts. Facts are not biased. Okay, cool.
Well, it's also just that people don't trust actual facts anymore.
Yeah.
People are so willing to believe misinformation, or I don't trust any source, doctors, I don't care. They don't care about us. Who is going to listen to them?
Anyone who says that is just an idiot.
Seriously.
It just tells me, sorry everybody, but it just tells me you don't know how to assess information. Because things come out and they are wrong, but that is part of science. And part of science is also going and reading a paper and being like, oh, look at these crazy limitations. This is a case study. You cannot generalize it to the society at large. Stuff like that.
And knowing what sources are actually valid as opposed to opinionated.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So
critical thinking is a skill that everybody should have.
Yeah. Yeah. It's one of those things where I'm like, yeah, you shouldn't, not everyone should go to college, but I think actually everybody should go to college, because even if it's just community college, so nothing, like, you don't have to go get like tens of thousands of dollars in debt. Like, go to community college for 2 years, because it'll still help you learn how to think critically. And I think that's really important. And then it's also really important as you get older too, because it's really easy to stop thinking critically. I think we should just be in education all our lives.
Yeah. Like, we're life learners.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. But yeah, I forget where I'm going because I'm tired and still sick, but whatever.
It's okay.
But yeah, I do have good AI news. It's not really recent, but I think HarperCollins went and put out like an AI policy where their authors could then opt in to have AI train on their authors' works, and they would get like a monetary compensation for that. And people got really upset about it, like, oh, why would you do this? Like, why are you letting it happen? And I talked to some people who have like more legal backgrounds than me, and it actually could help the lawsuit against OpenAI or ChatGPT or whatever AI. It could help that lawsuit that a bunch of creatives are in, because before that option, how would one of these authors demonstrate that they have been monetarily harmed? Now they can actually point to something and say, look, I've been monetarily harmed by them training their model on my work without my permission. It's not just a violation of copyright. I have been actually monetarily harmed, because in a court of law, you have to prove harm. And that usually is like in money. You have to prove that you lost money because of it. And now they have something they can point to and say, I lost money. It's just interesting.
Yeah. I would have to understand more about like how it's being used in HarperCollins to know like how to think of that.
Yeah. And there's a whole thing of like, well, are they going to strong arm their authors into it, or what? Or is it like mandatory to sign on to HarperCollins as a author, that you have to sign into it or something? But it does give legal
like what
precedent, or it gives.
So what are they using it for? Like they're to analyze the books, or
no, it would be for AI to train on their work. So like legally,
so what would the benefit of that be, though?
Exactly what I just said. Then it gives them like, okay, so if you're AI, let's say ChatGPT right now. As it stands, ChatGPT has gone on trained on all of these people's copyrighted works without permission. So illegally.
Yeah.
People who are having ChatGPT prompted books or AI written books are now using these authors' works to write their new books, and those original authors are not getting any compensation for it. Right?
Yeah.
There's zero compensation. So they're getting their work stolen, and nothing can be done about it. So now HarperCollins comes in and says, hey, we have this new agreement. You can now opt in. You will receive financial compensation, but in exchange, AI will train on your work. Your work is now part of the pool.
Yeah. So I think my issue is just like how I'm processing it, I guess. Like, I feel that if like HarperCollins is saying, hey, you can use this book to learn from, and you know, whatever monetary value, like that's fine. That's one thing.
Yeah.
But then like do bloggers, because AI is using across the entire web. They're scouring
Mm-hmm.
the entire web. They're
Mm-hmm.
going into Google Docs and scouring your documents in there. Like, so is every single person, like as a blogger, are you able to go and be like, hey, you're using me to learn from and therefore I deserve compensation? Like, does that then open it up to the fact that there is like a huge
Mm-hmm.
payout for everybody in society because it's learning off of everybody? And like,
Well, that's the
I,
next kind of, I think, step, but this is like the first
yeah,
little thing in this one little arena
yeah,
that can be used. Because I know a bunch of authors like teamed together and I think put a lawsuit together
hmm,
against OpenAI because of all that illegal training. Um,
yeah.
I think
Because I
the
could literally like,
yeah,
could,
yeah,
sorry, I was just gonna say, like, I could literally right now go into
mm-hmm,
ChatGPT, give it a basic prompt and say write it in the style of Stephen King, and
mm-hmm,
I would probably get something very similar right back from that.
mm-hmm,
And then I could just publish it under a pseudonym and
mm-hmm,
nobody would know.
mm-hmm.
Like, that is a huge problem. But
Yeah.
if
So
AI needs to just kick the bucket, get
I
out of
know,
here, like,
I know.
don't use it for creativity, don't use it for anything aside from like, you know, very few things, I think
Mm-hmm,
is, and even then I don't think that it should be used at all, because like you're just again taking away from
mm-hmm.
actual people.
Yeah,
And like, everybody had such a big problem with all these robots infiltrating social media, but they're
yeah,
okay with AI.
yeah.
Like, that doesn't
Like,
make sense.
yeah, I look at it like when it first came out, I'm like, oh, this is really cool from like a
Yeah,
curiosity, like scientific standpoint, because it is a really big breakthrough. Um,
yeah,
and it is really cool on the surface. But the way it's being
yeah.
implemented and the way that people have access to it and the way that people are using it and the way it's been trained,
Hmm,
I think there's no benefit. There's no benefit to
yeah,
using it. I think there's no benefit to society. I think it's actually
yeah,
harmful, kind of like along the
yeah.
lines of Elmonia Flusk, Elmin Flusk. I refuse to say their names. So they're getting
Oh.
the Benedict Cumberbatch treatment. And I'm going to call them they. So there you go. Let's annoy them.
Yeah.
So yeah, so along the lines, like it's an actual active detriment to society.
Yeah. Well, the other thing, so like when I was younger, I
Yeah.
would use Ask Jeeves, or I had this
Mm-hmm.
like Clippy, and
Yeah.
you would like use them, but you'd be like, hey, this ridiculous
Yeah.
hypothetical scenario, like what would happen here? And like you would just get a ridiculous answer back, and it was fun and silly, and you could like make them talk back to you.
Yep.
And people have, like you said, a different use of it right
Mm-hmm.
now. They're not using it to do that. They're using it to write college essays.
Yeah.
They're using it to answer homework questions
Yeah.
so that they don't have to do the thinking. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's taking all of the actual learning, thought,
Mm-hmm.
intention that we should be doing ourselves,
Yeah.
and it's completely manipulating us because
Yeah.
it's saying, hey, take the easy way out and you can
Yeah.
have more time to enjoy your things. But like, why do you think people are getting sicker
Yeah.
younger and we're leading more unhealthy lifestyles than we ever
Yeah.
have in the past?
Yeah.
Like, we're doing ourselves so much harm.
Yeah. Yeah. Like it's just causing harm. It's allowing us to turn our brains off and to stop thinking. And that also,
Yeah.
and it turns out that it's not really innovating anything. It's all super generic.
Yeah. It's escapism at a
Yeah.
greater scale.
Yeah.
And it's not an actual drug, it's not alcohol or anything
Yeah.
like that we deem harmful, but
Yeah.
it's just as harmful in the long term.
Yeah.
Like, even attention spans. You know how many high school kids I have here, and like, I love them, I love everything about them, but their attention spans are so small compared to
Yeah.
what, and even mine, my attention
Yeah.
span compared to when I was younger
Oh
is
my gosh.
like it's like a grape compared to a watermelon. Like it's so
Yeah.
ridiculous the
And
difference
like
just because social media, cell phones, technology, etc.
the attention economy,
Yes.
which I
And
think
it's
there's a book out there
horrible.
that I really want to read about the attention economy. If I can find it, I'll
I love
post it in
that.
the show notes. Um,
Nice.
but like, yeah, it's just contributing to the all of these societal ills. Like it's it's awful. I think okay, the
Yeah.
only use of AI that I've seen that I kind of like is in the app the Story Graph. They have it set up um so you have to opt in. So you have to go into your settings and you have to say I want this. And then it shows up in your profile. But it goes into the book and it just gives like a little blurb for what it's about. So you know how I love going in blind.
Hmm.
And I don't like reading the synopsis. I find it a little bit too spoilery, all that kind of stuff. Well, it gives an even more like concise, less spoilery blurb. So it'll
Like a
give you
more
like
generic kind
even
of.
more generic and it's like it'll give you the vibes, etc. And then
Nice.
that's what it does. And
Yeah.
I know the makers of the story graph posted a whole video that went into it, the AI that they use and like the storage of the on the servers and yada yada. So it's actually not like the worst. Um, that's the only AI that I've been okay with.
So I will just say that could be a person's job
Yes.
to do that.
Yeah.
Like to go through reviews or
Yeah.
go through the
Mm-hmm.
synopsis and make it even more generic too. Like
Yeah.
it's an opportunity that I don't think a lot of people think of
Yeah.
because and actually like a really good point on your end is like a lot of people don't want to have that much of a spoil before
Yeah.
going into it. They want more the vibes and stuff. And like
Yeah.
you don't get that on a lot of things, especially like books are basically ruled by like Goodreads,
Yeah.
Storygraph, and Fable, like,
Yeah.
and one other one, isn't there? Um,
Not that I know of.
I thought there was another one. I'll come back to it later though. I think it's a newer one.
Okay.
But like it's basically like governed by those,
Yeah.
but they don't really talk about the vibes and stuff.
No.
And like that's a huge part of the book is
I want
like you can
vibes.
know what it's about, but like the vibes could be totally different from what the story is about,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. The story
Like
and the vibes are two different things.
yeah, like Rouge. Rouge was extremely vibesy.
Oh,
And
yeah.
the story, like, it makes sense that it was the way that it was, but like the story could have been told in a totally different way and
Mm-hmm.
it would have completely changed the vibe.
Yeah.
So like but again, it's just like an opportunity for a human to be
Yeah.
able to do something
Mm-hmm.
or even just like user generated or
Yeah.
whatever and then you just have like your automation to pull like the specific
Mm-hmm.
words or whatever like it's
Yeah.
just
So
opportunity for humans.
I don't know if the AI pulls from what users actually give because like when you do a review on Storygraph you can talk about like the emotions of it, etc., etc. um so it might pull from that. I haven't watched the actual video where they go into detail about how they've implemented this. um
Mm-hmm.
but like the more I think about it, the more like that is the only use of AI that I'm like remotely okay with. um
Yeah.
Everything else, I'm just like, get it out of here. I hate
Yeah.
this. I hate
I
it.
know. I know. Well, there are certain things that I do like using it for. Like, so, all right, I'm going to tell you. So, I've been having some issues with somebody regarding like business stuff. And
Yeah.
like, he's been evading all of my emails
Hmm.
and just like being a nightmare to work with.
Yeah.
So I'm actually right now, whenever his email comes up on my screen, I'm having severe like anxiety responses.
Hmm.
Like I'm getting heart palpitations, my
Hmm.
head goes dizzy, everything starts spinning, and Like my mind goes foggy and cloudy
Mm-hmm.
for the whole day. Like it'll throw off literally my entire day just from these like psychological
That's not
responses.
good.
It's not good. And like I am a business owner, I'm in
Yeah.
school now full time. Like I don't have time to deal with that. Like I
Yeah.
need to have my mental clarity and focus so I can
Mm-hmm.
do things that I need to do because my days are full.
Yeah.
And I'm using now AI to copy his responses, paste in like the gist of what I want to say, and
Yeah.
then from there it can help me kind of organize and really control exactly how much. So like in an instance like that where it's like I'm dealing with a shitty person, I'm
Yeah.
having a shitty psychological response
Yeah.
to it, and I don't have an outlet to like work on that right now,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm on a wait list with a therapist. It's whatever. So like I don't have a place where I can address that right now. So I really do need to kind of compartmentalize it, which I'm
Mm-hmm.
not recommending for anybody, but it just kind of is what I
It
have
is
to
what
do
it
right
is right
now.
now.
So yeah. So like I am okay with it in that instance because it still helps me
Mm-hmm.
like make sure that I don't neglect it and become the one being evasive, and it helps me maintain my responsibility but also get my point across clearly without suffering from severe anxiety for the rest of the day.
Yeah. I think that's
So
fair.
like that's like one instance,
Yeah.
but like to say happy anniversary and love you guys, hope you have a great day, like to say that
Yeah.
instead of
It's
like
not hard. Like, just say, you could even just say
no.
happy anniversary.
Yeah, literally like, and but now like AI will just make out this really heartful comment for you so you don't even have to put any thought or intention into it. Like that's gross.
Yeah,
That's gross. That's gross use of it.
it
And
is.
like if you are using it in that way, then you maybe don't even have any authentic relationships
Yeah.
because
Like,
your
why?
online personality is one thing and your real
Yeah.
life personality is another.
Yeah, it's
Like
like, why bother, like, having
yeah.
any friends or family at that point? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
not worth
like
it.
just don't even do it, or just have a phone call if you can't be bothered to type it out because
Yeah.
you're not feeling it or whatever. Like just
Yeah.
make a phone call then. Like I know millennials,
Yeah.
like we hate phone calls, but like just freaking do it, just get it
Just do
over
it.
with. It's not that bad.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah,
Yeah.
I think our consensus is we hate AI. So there's our
Yeah.
consensus, guys. It sucks.
Yeah.
It has good usage in that if you're having an anxiety attack but have to formulate a response,
Yeah.
it can do that for you in that moment while you work on things so
Yeah.
you don't have to use it.
Yeah, exactly. But
Like,
like
okay,
even
fine.
then if it wasn't there, I would just deal with it
Yeah.
and eventually move on with my day. It would just
Yeah.
take me a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, hate it overall. Hate
Yeah.
it. Don't recommend it.
Mm-mm.
Try to avoid it if you can. I did not know about the environmental
Yeah, I need to see if I can
issues
find that
relating
again.
that.
I
Yeah,
was looking, I
please,
was
because I
reading
would
it
love to
yesterday.
read that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's not it.
because it's just like good things to know that I wouldn't think of. Because like you think of technology, you don't think of the environmental impact that it has, especially when it's like an online kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, like there's facilities that are dedicated to hosting and all this stuff. So there's a lot more that we don't know about.
Mm-hmm.
And if we don't ask the questions, how would we?
But
No.
why would we? Why would we do anything? What's the
Yeah.
point of life and being a human and having genuine connections
I
and
know.
exploring creativity and the human experience if
Yeah.
we're just going to have machines do all that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I want AI doing my laundry and packing my dishwasher.
Yes. And I want to have fun exploring my creative limits.
Yes.
Because AI will not explore creative options unless it has creative input. So AI can't even exceed what we can. And we're limiting ourselves with that by dumbing us down and taking out any of that thought. So just another thing to think about, folks, is we're hurting our long-term creativity, long-term solutions, long-term everything, because we want an extra couple minutes to scroll on our phones and sit at home.
All I can think is Brave New World and the Soma. And like, I just keep thinking AI, social media, mindless scrolling, all that stuff, trying to like encouraging mindless consumerism. All this stuff is Soma. It's drugging you up so you don't cause problems.
Exactly. Just a number.
Yeah. And here's my message. Be a problem. Become a menace. Like, deepen the chaos that you wish to sow. Embrace your inner crow or raccoon or whatever, like, eldritch horror lives within the forest. Like, just do it. You got this.
Stay trashy.
I believe in you. Stay trashy. Yeah. I don't know. I think that's all I have to say about AI. Like, it's just so depressing. It's so depressing.
It is. I know.
And it's killing books.
I can go on, but I think I'm just repeating the same sentiments. Like, we need to step away from it and stop letting it control our future and stop letting it control our actions now. Or inertia. Yeah.
People are valuable. Why are we letting AI replace us?
So dumb. So dumb.
Yeah. All right, friends. I think that's it for this week. We would love to know what you think and your opinions on AI. So please let us know. This is actually super fun to talk about because I think for the most part, like, book people are all in agreement that get your filthy AI paws off of our things.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Okay, friends. Thanks for joining in. If you liked what you heard, please like, subscribe, share. We would so appreciate that. And if you feel so inclined, leave a review. I think Kendall and I would cry happy tears.
We definitely would.
We would cry happy tears. But yeah, until then, see you next time, friends.
Bye.